Dr. Bhushan Patwardhan, Chairman NAAC EC and former Vice Chairman of UGC. Dr. Patwardhan is a PhD and distinguished professor, interdisciplinary School of Health Sciences, Savitribai Phule, Pune University.
Let me first congratulate the organizers of a National Conference on Tertiary Education, Dropouts. Since I have read about dropouts in school, which also is a major problem, but hardly anyone I have heard talking about tertiary education dropouts. At least I am not aware of any data or authentic data regarding this. So congratulations for touching this very important subject. And Baha'i Academy Panchgani, along with many other organizers, have joined in this conference. So please accept my best wishes for all the discussions. And I can see a large number of academicians are going to join in this discussion. I feel dropout indeed is a major problem, and although we may not have data, I feel that the main reason of students getting dropped out of tertiary education is they are not really happy about the kind of education, about the quality of education which they are getting in the current institutions. And especially the general education I'm talking about, the courses under general education, I mean BA, BSc, BCom like courses, and not the professional courses. Essentially professional courses also there are dropouts, but the reasons are little different. I'm not going to touch the whole spectrum of dropouts, but the dropouts from the major chunk of the education system, which forms actually the base of the pyramid of Indian education system, is coming from the general education through degrees like BA, BSc and BCom. And the kind of education which we are giving there, it is not really useful for them to really shape their own career, to shape their own life. Not it is necessarily is useful in nation building. I feel that the ultimate purpose of education is to empower the young to strive towards their own well-being and of course the well-being of their society, nation and the human beings, and the typical educatedness, educatedness is the capacity actually to strive. For example, if 2-3 years in college, if a student, especially a student who is learning in India, that student is not able to understand what is happening around that student, how to recognize difference between the fake news and real news, how to really appreciate beauty, aesthetics, or how to really understand how people around you are reacting to what you're saying. These sensitivities, if student from India, they don't know what is kharif and rugby, they don't know these sensitivities to understand the agonies of farmers who are making suicide. So all these, I feel that is part of educatedness and not just giving them some knowledge. That era we have passed, giving information. I think we don't need any universities and colleges because Google and other search engines are powerful enough to give this information. So the teacher's role is really changing. Teacher's role is to bring our own experiences, our own wisdom, to make sense out of that information. And the educated individual, where educatedness we can define in various terms, but essentially, who is an educated person? If we ask this question, then what do you expect an educated individual to be familiar with, to be understanding, or to be able to do regardless of degree, certificate, specializations, or career options? So what is that educatedness? I think this basic question, what are the habits of mind, attitudes, predispositions and values we should, the education program should nurture, These are the questions we must discuss and debate at the national level, along with stakeholders of education, which are students, parents, educators, education administrators, employers, and the government, of course. As a starting point for collaborative thinking and discussions, the educatedness, I feel that it is a set of intelligences that empower individuals to strive for their own well-being and the well-being of the society, nation, and the humanity, and of course for the global good. So if we combine this educatedness with the professional skills, I think the education will become more interesting. Our education need to become more inquiry driven, more problem solving driven, more relevant to what is happening around us, and not get locked into the four walls of the university or ivory towers of the university. Society is also great teacher. I feel that teachers should not monopolize education, because education comes through various sectors, and it is responsibility of a good teacher to really facilitate the learning, facilitate the inquiry, and stimulate thinking in the minds of the students. I think if we are able to do that and achieve this, even to a small extent, the whole education scenario in our country can be changed. Today, our education is more degree oriented, merely giving a degree certificate, and students are now recognizing that just getting degree is not enough for them. It is not going to help them unless they enrich their experiences and learn something more which will help them to shape their career. I feel this is one of the most important reasons why students are getting dropped out. Of course, there are many other reasons such as affordability. Education is becoming, or quality education is becoming more and more unaffordable. The fees are getting increased. The technology adoption in education also can help in reducing these dropouts, because a lot of things can happen now online. And if we are able to develop a very good model with help of technology, which is a hybrid model, which is a blended pedagogy model, wherein students get really what they deserve at the affordable cost, I'm sure this problem of dropout can be controlled. And not only this problem will be controlled, but the overall disruption will come in the whole education system. And I remember a quote by Peter Drucker. He said this in 1996. He said that very soon, in next 30 years, university campuses will become relics. And if we want to prove Peter Drucker wrong, who is a futurologist, then we have to really work in different directions. And I'm sure with the galaxy of speakers who are here in this conference, this will be a good success and a roadmap, and the ideas to overcome this problem will emerge through this discussion. I must assure you that at NAAC, we have also taken this very seriously, and a white paper has been developed with help of more than 40 highly acclaimed educationists in India. And the whole assessment process also we are changing to focus more on outcomes and not really input driven processes. So very soon you will find a lot of new changes happening at NAAC as well, which in turn will help to improve the quality of education and will address the challenges of dropouts. Again, I will congratulate Lesson Azadi and all his colleagues for this wonderful conference, and I wish you all the best. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Dr. Bhushan Patwardhan, sir, for this wonderful address, the video message that you have shared with all of us. This is really wonderful. And this is kind of a very positive tone for this conference. You explaining the different dimensions of education and being educated, that was very much interesting, and how to connect our education to real life situations. Thank you very much, sir, once again.